So what's next? Tonight we're asking what's next for the election recount effort, which is about to be underway. Hillary Clinton is now jumping on board. She's joined Green Party candidate Jill Stein's effort. But remember when she said that not accepting the results was horrifying and un-American? Do you remember that? Here now is our aptly named friend, David Goodfriend. He's an attorney and Democratic strategist. He also served in President Bill Clinton's White House. David, it's great to see you.
Thanks for having me back, Tucker.
So I've been watching the tube all day, as is my job, and every time this story comes up, people say, oh, there's no way it's going to affect the outcome of the election. And I'm thinking to myself, sort of nodding, like conventional wisdom, you always sort of agree with it first. But then I'm like, then why are they doing it? Or why are we assuming it's not possible to overturn these election results? Right. It might be.
Well, last time I was on your show, by the way, thanks for having me back, I mentioned my older son who voted for the first time in this election, the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Now I want to tell you about the 16-year-old who's taking a government class in his public high school, okay? And in that government class, they study the Constitution, and they learn about the laws, and they learn about all the great things that our American system has to offer. And it's very interesting for me to talk to him about what he's learning in class versus what he's seeing in reality. In the textbook, it says recounts are a normal part of every election. Right. In reality, he, as a teenager, is hearing all kinds of controversy over the act of a recount. He says to me, Dad, why does it say one thing in the textbook and I see something different on TV? To me, I said this the last time we brought up this subject on your show. It just isn't that big a deal to run a recount. A Republican governor in North Carolina is doing the same thing right now.
I'm not saying it's immoral or anything like that. Yeah. I'm just saying there are real stakes here, and the rest of us are assuming there aren't. And that Jill Stein is doing this for some sort of image reason because she's raising money off it, which she is.
I don't buy that.
Well, no, but she is. And Hillary Clinton is doing it for, I don't know, to make a moral statement. But there's a possibility they could overturn the results of the election.
I find that very hard to believe. What I find
then why are they doing it?
Well, here's another question. Why is the president-elect who won protesting the election saying it was illegitimate?
That's an interesting. We're going to hit that in our next segment.
They're related. They're related, Tucker, and I'll tell you why. Both sides have every right to say, I want to look at the actual data and see if this is accurate. Both sides. Here you have President-elect Trump. I mean, we have the saying in America, sore loser. This guy's acting like a sore winner. Okay, but he just won, and he's saying, I want to recount. Okay, that's fair. Let's
unpack this a little bit. Okay, so the justification for this recount in these 3 states is the following. Apparently, according to people who've analyzed it, the election results were slightly 7% different between counties where the ballots were counted electronically and counties where they were counted by hand. Paper ballots, exactly.
Okay.
So the idea is that Russia somehow got into the software that runs the voting machines and manipulated the results. Is there any evidence that's true? I mean, I'm not saying, like I'm always open to evidence, but that seems insane to me, and we shouldn't suggest it unless we have actual evidence.
First of all, I don't think that's the only justification for the recount. I think you have a lot of people who want to believe that the voting system works. I'm from Wisconsin. Remember, I've told you that. And we Wisconsinites take our civil duty very, very seriously. The voter participation rate in Wisconsin is through the roof. If this is about making sure that our voting system works, I'm all for it.
But look, I'm all for it. But if you really believe that, with respect, then you would make certain, everything in your power to make certain that nobody voted who wasn't qualified to vote. You would purge the voter rolls, which Obama's Justice Department has not done, and you would make certain that people showed proof of citizenship, that they were actually qualified and allowed to vote in this country.
But you know what? Here's what I think.
Democrats don't want that because they benefit from voter fraud, and you know that.
Oh, that's totally false.
Then why don't they want it?
I think Republicans benefit from voter fraud when they gerrymander districts that federal courts then have to kick out as unconstitutional. But look, that's not the point. The point is
Republicans are not the cause of gerrymandering. And by the way,
wait a second.
I'm against gerrymandering, but that's not the same as voter fraud. That's a separate conversation. I'm just
both of them are bad.
Both of them are bad. Question. Why wouldn't we ask that people prove that they are eligible to vote?
We do it all the time.
No, actually,
we do it all the time.
There's not one state that requires that.
Then, Tucker, why don't you want the recount then? Let's both, you and I are on opposite sides of a debate. Let's go see some data. What's wrong with that? I don't think that's a bad idea.
I'm not actually arguing against a recount. I'm arguing for the integrity of our system, and that requires that only people who are allowed to vote can. And the argument against that comes exclusively from the left. Exclusively.
In point of fact, the right, who says there's massive voter fraud, as Donald Trump just did, has yet to prove that. Donald Trump just lied, I believe, just lied to the American public, saying millions of voters were illegitimate.
Enough that I think all decent people would want to make sure that there's no question at all, and yet Democrats...
I agree, and therefore we should let these people who want to do their recounts do the recounts. No problem. Come on, we can agree, Tucker.
Sophistry has your picture on it in the dictionary, David.
I'm just jealous of your picture because you have such great hair. How'd you do it?
David Goodfriend, aptly named. Great to see you, David.
Thank you. Great to see you.